Tesla is planning a surprise Model Y refresh. Wait, what? We just got an all-new Model Y. Yes, that is true, but Tesla still has some issues they need to solve in terms of design, in terms of range, and also, maybe more importantly, in terms of price. They've got some things they're about to fix. We just got a bunch of new info and leaks on these Model Y changes. Let me tell you everything you need to know, the good and the bad of what is coming soon. And before I see the
"You're making this up"
comments or
"Who's your source?"
well, internet trolls, I brought receipts so you can see the source for all this info for yourselves if you actually bother to watch the video. I know I shouldn't give in to the trolls. I learned my lesson. I just gotta leave it at that and stop. Just like I finally learned my lesson to not leave my Tesla unprotected. I've got to keep it safe and secure. Sentry mode alone just doesn't cut it, which is why I love Sentry Pro. It's letting you get live real-time alerts anytime Sentry mode goes off. Plus, your Tesla can sort of defend itself. Bit more on this in a moment, but you can check it out for free down below. All right, first things first though, let me start this video off by answering, I know it's gonna be the top question or comment down below, and that is, why in the world would Tesla even do anything you're gonna say? The Model Y just got its big refresh back at the start of the year. Tesla is still advertising this thing is new. Why in the world, when this thing has all the latest and greatest stuff, would Tesla make any further changes? And to that I say, well, Tesla kind of wasn't planning to do any of this, but their hands are kind of tied and they're being forced to respond. What I mean by that is a couple of things. Number one, the Model Y back in the heyday was like the big growth driver for the company. The Model Y was an explosive success that really catapulted Tesla way further than they ever would have been if they just stuck with the 3. It's one of the reasons why the Model Y for year after year after year was like the best-selling car in the world. But that momentum has severely slowed down. The other problem is that Tesla is facing not only increased competition in China and around the world where they've really got to innovate faster and step up their A game, but also with the loss of the federal tax credit here in the US, it really resets the entire EV industry because Tesla was really, and they have been, banking on that tax credit as a huge win and incentive for the Model Y. It made it nearly $8,000 cheaper. But because that's going away, a lot of things happen. The Model Y becomes instantly $7,500 more expensive overnight. The competition playing field kind of gets leveled. You no longer can go with one company for an incentive and not go with one because they don't have it because the incentives are thrown out the window. And with so much competition now at this sort of same price range, Tesla has to do something to make the Model Y better. And as great as the refresh is, and I say this as someone who just bought the Model Y refresh, there are still some issues that customers really want Tesla to address. So again, I tell you that Tesla is using this opportunity to propel some of their internal projects forward. I think they were working to launch some things a little bit later on, but now they're moving things up because there are 3 big areas of the Model Y they've got to address and fix. That is range, that is price, and also general like features and creature comfort and some of the more intangible things that make a difference. And more importantly for Tesla, they're gonna make or break the sale. Let me start first with the whole range thing, because this is where things get super interesting and they either get really good or really bad, depending on how you can decipher some of this all new info. Now, on the surface, the Model Y range here isn't terrible. I mean, 357 is the very best you can get with the rear-wheel drive variant. If you jump up here to the long range, all-wheel drive here, you're getting 327. It's not bad, but it's certainly not like gangbusters or crazy or innovative like Tesla was a couple of years ago. Many thought Tesla was going to do way more in the battery technology department and range and 4680, and that just hasn't come to fruition. In fact, I know this is a separate class of car, but just for comparison's sake, you look at the Lucid Gravity, which is kind of competing with the Model Y, kind of competing with the X. This thing is claiming up to 450 miles of range. And say what you will about Lucid and their viability long-term, but they have been probably one of, if not the frontrunner here in the industry, really trying to push things as much as possible with range. And many are wanting Tesla to do more with range and give us more range or just give us a bigger battery. So that's exactly what Tesla has decided to do. The announcement of the Model YL has a lot of implications for the Model Y side, but the biggest one here is that it's a larger version of the Model Y, which is going to give you more range. And before anybody comments, let me clarify. Tesla announced this in the Chinese news cycle for the Chinese market, but just because it's only announced in China doesn't mean it's not going to become an international variant. I'll come back to it later, but there is a lot of evidence as to why this would be and will be a model you can buy around the world. And also just sort of remember, for those who want to complain, Tesla always does things different for the Chinese market. They've got special features there you won't find anywhere else. They actually will respond to rumors there where they won't anywhere else. Tesla does things differently in China, so just because you see the headlines of Model YL only in China does not mean it's coming to North America. Just hold on, take a breath. I promise we're going to get this too. Now, there are a lot of reasons why this Model YL is exciting, and I'll come back to more in a moment, but the big one in terms of range is that this appears to be the long-rumored Model Y Ultra, or Model Y Ultra Long Range, or Model Y Super Range we've been hearing about for a while. And again, I brought my receipts. If you want to know who was one of the big proponents of a Super Range Model Y, it's the folks over at Top Gear, because I can't play the audio here for copyright reasons, but I'll throw a link down below. In their video, they talk about this rumor about a Super Range Model Y with a 95 kilowatt hour battery and 500 miles of range. Long story short, rumors about a Model Y Ultra Long Range. We now have that in the form of the Model YL, but everyone was wondering what the range numbers were, and now we have them. And there are obviously a lot of reasons to get excited about the Model Y changes coming soon, but also I should mention, there is a lot of good to be had right now. There's a reason to jump into things now if you want to, and as someone who's got a new Model Y, I like it. I think there's a lot of value at that base model, but also I should tell you, I've done this a couple of times. I've been through the Tesla buying process. I know what to look out for, and I love to help new owners sort of figure out the ins and outs of this process. And one of the best tips that I've given to new owners, and so many of you guys have really enjoyed as well as new owners, so thank you for watching and supporting the channel, is just to keep your Tesla protected. You want to know immediately when something happens with your Tesla. Sentry mode is great. That little alarm feature and the live cameras, it's great, but it does not alert you when it goes off. Sometimes it'll alert you if the alarm goes off. Most of the times you won't know anything until you get back to the car and you see a scratch or a dent, which is why I just love having the peace of mind of being alerted all the time, which is why I love Sentry Pro. It is an app you can get for iOS or Android, and its purpose is simple. It's to turn Sentry mode in your Tesla actually pro, make it useful, and give you live real-time alerts anytime Sentry mode goes off. So anytime Sentry mode is alerted of something, you get an alert so you can jump in and see exactly what's going on. I love that Sentry Pro is super easy to use. In fact, let me show you how easy it is to actually get set up. I can do it right now while I'm making this video. Again, iOS or Android, so pick your phone preference of choice. Also free trial available, so you can try it for free. Link down below. Now, I've already got an account because I have other Teslas, and that's kind of one of the beauties here as well, is it uses the official Tesla API to do everything and talk to the car. And also, you can use all the Teslas on your account. So in my case, I'm going to go up here to the little hamburger menu here. I'm going to go to my selected vehicles, and I still haven't named the Model Y, but I'm going to go up here to this Model Y. And then literally all you have to do is install the encryption key, because again, everything is going through the official Tesla API and the official Tesla channels. I'm going to click on that or tap on that. It's going to load up my Tesla app. And then all I have to do is approve third-party access to your vehicle. So I'm going to tap on that, and that's it. It's literally as simple as that. It took what? 2 seconds and a couple of taps. One of the other really cool parts here of Sentry Pro is that you can sort of put your Tesla on the offensive and it can sort of fight back in a sense. Not going to hurt anybody, but maybe scare some people away from doing bad things. Honk on threat or flash the lights on threat to sort of get people's attention that you kind of know they're nearby your vehicle and your car is watching them. If you want to check it out, again, iOS or Android works on all your Teslas. The link, of course, down below. There's obviously a monthly thing if you want to go that route, but if you just want to buy it once, have it for life, you can save 40% for a limited time. And of course, you can try it for free at the link right down below in the description. Again, I'm telling you guys, I'm bringing receipts for this one because I'm tired of the comments. So here is the actual filing here. You can see If you want to screenshot this, decipher it for yourself. Basically, some nicer people on X translated it here for me. And the rating here, it's a different rating than EPA. This is the CLTC rating, so it's different measurements, things like that. But 751 kilometers of range, 82 kilowatt hour battery, and I'm assuming the weight of the car, the weight of the battery, and then also the 3+ long range, which is a separate video for a separate day on another Model 3. Now, the problem here is that people have sort of been posting about this and, what the official, regulatory numbers are, but there's a whole lot of debate about how that actually translates over to EPA range. Again, there's a whole different weighting class here and different formulas, so you can't do a one-to-one comparison. So there's a lot of confusion as to what this actually means. Some are speculating that if you do conversions a certain way, this could be great. Like we're talking 466 miles of range for an ultra long range Model Y. Even better for this Model 3 Plus. You're looking at crazy numbers. Let me say that again. Look at this. But as great as those numbers sound, it gets a little confusing when, again, you try to convert that because there's not a one-to-one conversion between the CLTC rating system and the EPA system. So if you did a straight conversion, you'd be like, oh my goodness, 466 miles of range for the YL and the 3 Plus is doing over 500 miles. That is amazing. But again, you've got a different system here. So when you try to convert them the best way possible, it's more like 320-ish miles of range here for this Model YL and then 360 for the 3 Plus. And again, I'm not going to be the definitive source on this because I've seen people going back and forth as to exactly what these range numbers could be. Some say they're going to be over 400. Some are saying, oh man, this is amazing. But let's just prepare ourselves for the probable reality where the range is not as good as it is. It's better because you've got a longer wheelbase. It's a physically larger vehicle, but it's not the ultra long range many would have hoped for. For what it's worth, I tried to have the AI systems do it for me, and it gave me 330 miles of estimated EPA range. Basically, what it seems like is, if we look at where the Model Y is right now, 327 is the dual motor long range all-wheel drive. And again, you're going to get even better on the rear wheel drive. Remember, this is going to be a longer vehicle with more space and it's dual motor. So likely going to be maybe a little bit better than what we've got right now. But this doesn't appear to be the end-all, be-all range savior many were hoping for. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that the calculations here are off and maybe we are closer to 400 because 400 would certainly be a very big boost for the Model Y. But if things convert to where they are right now and we're kind of where we are, you're basically not going to count on this thing as a big range winner like you would a Lucid Gravity. It's just not where we're going to be going. And even though we have a bigger battery in there and a longer wheelbase, the range just isn't what people were expecting, which is kind of disappointing, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that is what we know right now. The second sort of category of things Tesla is going to change with the Model Y are some of the creature comforts and the tech and the features, sort of an oddball of a number of different things. For example, many have long wanted Tesla to make a more luxurious version of the Model Y that was sort of more like a Model X Lite that had more luxurious materials and had more flexibility. And again, from all available information, that's kind of what the Model YL is. Again, I'll show you rather than tell you here. For example, the Model YL was referred to as a luxury SUV by Tesla's China Vice President of External Affairs. So again, we haven't seen Tesla use that language before. They're referencing this as a luxury SUV, which is what many assume the Model X kind of was, maybe one day will be remembered as. That is a data point. Then again, we've got another Tesla China executive confirming on Chinese social media that all 4 seats, or I should say 4 rear seats, in the 6-seater Model YL can be folded completely flat. In the current Model X, as someone who has a 6-seater configuration, you cannot put those captain's chairs down. They will not go down all the way. So this actually will be an upgrade as opposed to the much more expensive Model X, since all those seats can lay flat. And as I kind of mentioned, Tesla already confirmed this is a 6-seat version of the Model Y. It's a little bit longer, a little bit of a longer wheelbase, a little bit more room. So you've got more room in there, and you'll have a 6-seat configuration. Tesla's also on the record multiple times. And again, let me pull up the receipts so people stop asking me and telling me I'm making things up. Tesla themselves are advertising a seating up to 7 for the Model Y. So there's a lot of, discussion of if this is going to be a 6-seat version or a 6-seat or 7-seat. I'm not sure if it'll be one, the other, or both. Well, I guess it will be 6. Maybe it'll be 7. But just for confirmation, Tesla is the ones saying that we're going to have a 7-seat Model Y. And also, I listened to Elon talk at X Takeover a couple of weeks ago, and I sat there and listened to him say multiple times, Model Y, 6 or 7 seats, 6 or 7 seats. So talk to Elon or Tesla if you have a problem. This is a real thing. And this article, by the way, is from June 9th. So not that long ago, just so you know. So you're going to have more seats in there. You're going to have maybe a little bit of a bigger battery. And then it'll also have a couple of other things that we're hoping will sort of make the Model Y a bit more luxurious. Now, in all fairness, this is where things are a little bit more on the speculation side. But if we look at the official sort of regulatory photo here of the Model YL, right off the bat, you notice a couple of things. This is a color that could be white, could be silver, but almost looks like a champagne color we've never seen before. These wheels are something we've never seen before, so those look different. And then many are looking at the seats and going, something looks different about the seat. It looks like there's some nicer, higher end seats in there. So again, you've got this anecdotal evidence from what we can see. You've got Tesla's own executive team referring to this as a luxury version of the Model Y. So many are thinking if you're waiting for a more luxurious version, this is what that will be. Of course, we know another sort of technical upgrade coming to the Model Y over the next few months is hardware version 5. This should include better cameras, better heating elements, higher resolution cameras, things like that. Now, that is just sort of supply chain leaks. Tesla hasn't confirmed specifics, but what they have confirmed is the timeline. Now, Elon originally said that we should be seeing hardware 5 vehicles sometime before the end of 2025, though that looks increasingly unlikely now. In their latest earnings call, Tesla says the hardware 5, right now it's called AI 5, is planned for next year. Volume production should be sometime next year as well. So we don't have like a concrete timeline on this, but within the next 12 months, we should see hardware 5 come to Model Y, which I know for some people that's reason enough alone to wait. But again, just one of the changes we will see. And of course, the last category that Tesla has to sort of, reason with and fix with Model Y is going to be budget. Because the federal tax credit is ending in the US and because competition internationally has gotten way more fierce than it was just a few years ago, Tesla has to do something to sort of solve the pricing problem with the Model Y, because again, without that federal tax credit, the Model Y basically becomes, nearly $8,000 more expensive overnight. Now, I will say personally, for me, even removing the federal tax credit, I still think these cars are competitive at the $45,000 or $49,000 price. For under $50,000, I still think the Model Y is a really great car. But again, without that tax credit, things get a little bit more complicated. Now, I'm going to do another full video this week about pricing changes and rumors and things like that. But long story short, I don't think we're going to be getting basically just no discounts. I do think Tesla will slightly adjust pricing, but let's just be clear, they're not going to cut prices by $8,000. There will be other incentives to consider and things like that. So the cars, ultimately, the Model Y and everything else, they will get more expensive. But Tesla has been planning for this for a while, which is why they have a budget version of the Model Y in production as we speak, launching soon. And again, I apologize to all those who don't care, but just to bring the receipts on this for everybody complaining at me that I'm not telling the truth, Elon Musk confirmed a more affordable vehicle will be a Model Y in a cheaper format. And Tesla, yet again, just a couple of days ago, reiterated this would be launching in 2025. It was supposed to be earlier this year, but now that has obviously changed. But they still confirmed by the end of the year in Q4 is when this more affordable model will be launching. Now, Tesla, Elon already confirmed it's going to be a cheaper Model Y. Tesla's planning to launch this in Q4. That is going to solve that's what they're hoping at least is going to solve the budget problem. But we still have no confirmation on what the pricing is going to be or exactly what this car is going to be and what it's going to have and what it won't have. I'll tell you quickly, we have a pretty good idea of what we 98% assume is going to be the vehicle. But again, you can take this with a grain of salt if you really don't want to believe anything I say. After months and months of, covered vehicles driving around, somebody over in China actually was able to take a closer look at a wrapped Model Y side by side to a current Model Y and sort of noted all the things this vehicle had and didn't have. And it had some differences in design. It had no glass roof. The interior was a bit different there. You'll see there's a different, center console area and things like that. I did a full video breaking this down before, but the too long didn't watch summary on that is basically Tesla's going to remove some of the creature comforts, likely no ventilated seats. You wouldn't have a rear screen. You would obviously have a smaller battery pack, more limited range, less of a premium sound system, so on and so forth. Again, to be fair, Tesla has not officially announced the specs of this vehicle yet, but they have announced a cheaper Model Y is coming, and first deliveries will start this year, at least as of right now. That is the plan. So that is how they hope to sort of combat some of the budget issues here. And again, my one final sort of word here, just to sort of put some clarification here. The reason I say that we're going to probably see the Model Y L in the North American market is if you look at what Tesla has done historically. When have they ever released a vehicle, not talking features, I'm talking an actual vehicle just in one market, especially given the climate right now, given the fact that Tesla needs to obviously make some sales, and given the fact that this makes a lot of sense for the North American market and internationally, there is just so much reason to believe this is not going to be a China exclusive. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I think the evidence suggests otherwise. Also, I mean, let me go back here. Just the fact that you've got this cheaper model that Tesla is building in North America right now already over in China suggests that Tesla, as they always do, and I think to their credit, they should, they build vehicles all around the world for all different markets. And yes, they have different things for different markets, but the evidence suggests that we will be seeing Model YL in other markets, specifically North America, just as we should be seeing the budget version in others as well. So again, I hope this video wasn't too long-winded, but I wanted to finally, try to bring some receipts here for what I'm saying. Maybe I'm a little too bothered by comments. But anyways, hopefully this is a valuable video. Hopefully it gave you something good. All right, and now I've come to, I think some of you guys, you love this part of the video. And that, just kidding, just wanted to see who's paying attention. Got you there. Came to the part of the video where I'm doing an Amazon gift card giveaway. Over the next minute or so, I will have an Amazon gift card code that looks like this, hidden somewhere in the video. Watch some amazing highlights from my channel partners and check out some cool things and also earn some money hidden in here somewhere. Of course, I've got a lot of thanks to give to a lot of my partners who make these videos possible. My friends at Drive Protected make the best DIY PPF you can get on the market. They've got options for every single Tesla. You can go the clear route. You can go the matte finish route. They've got ceramic coating options. They've got cleaning products as well. And best of all is you can save so much money by doing this yourself. Don't go to the shop down the street. Don't go with some no-name company. Go with Drive Protected, your number one source, super high quality materials, and they will walk you through the process step by step, and you will save thousands of dollars by doing this yourself. And I promise you, if I can do it, you can do it. My code Rosenfeld will get you 10% off, so be sure to check out Drive Protected, linked down below. Also, if you're looking for an easy, cost-effective, and fun way to accessorize your new or maybe your older Tesla you want to breathe some new life into, check out the amazing lineup of premium accessories from my friends at Joa. They have got you covered with literally everything you would want for every single Tesla model. They've got phone chargers, they've got neck pillows, they've got sunroof shades, and they even make things super simple with starter packs that literally give you everything you'll need for the best Tesla experience with one simple click. It does not get any easier than this. And then also some of the more advanced utility stuff. Things like a really nice folding tray so you can eat more comfortably or work more comfortably as you're sitting in your car. They've got a really cool invisible storage solution for the underscreen part of your Tesla. They've got a really easy way to charge your Apple Watch and AirPods on the built-in wireless charger in your car, and so much more. If you're looking to check out amazing premium Tesla accessories, check out what Joe has got to offer. Link, of course, is down below in the description, and my code Robert is going to save you on your purchase. So check out the link, use my code Robert to save today. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, I love my friends at Tesla Emblems. You might have seen me mention them in the beginning of the video. They have some really creative, fun, and affordable ways to upgrade your Tesla and your Tesla accessories. Like, I love their key card wraps. Like, it's super easy to put a wrap on here. They have so many fun designs, and it just really makes your Tesla experience feel unique. I've never gotten more questions on my Tesla key card than when I had it wrapped with Elon's black Amex card, which was a lot of fun. Of course, they've also got some great solutions solutions for customizing your car as well. You can customize the emblems, the charge port, and just they've got some really cool designs. Like I've got a plaid like Tesla emblem overlay on my Model X Plaid, just sort of fun to have. And they sort of let you customize your Tesla. These days, when so many Teslas look basically the same on every single street corner and every, city around the world, this is sort of a nice way to personalize your car, make it look like its own. Also want to take a quick moment here to address some of your questions and comments. I love to sort of answer questions, be a good resource for you guys, and hopefully be a good steward of your time. Appreciate your attention to my videos. And recently I showed off a really cool solution I'm excited about for my friends at EcoFlow. It's the Ocean Pro. It is this amazing, versatile home battery backup system that is modular, it's scalable. There's some really cool designs you can have with this thing. It is amazing. I love all the built-in smarts, the app control, all of that is great. And I saw a couple of questions from you guys, specifically, how this might compare to Tesla's solution and why I would personally want to go with Ocean Pro over Tesla. So thought I'd take a moment to explain. Now look, I love Tesla. I drive Teslas. I own Teslas. I've looked into a Powerwall solution and it might be, for you a good way to go. But a couple of things for me that stood out with Ocean Pro. Number one is I'm a techie guy. I love the smarts and the smart home integration options you have with Ocean Pro are great. You've got, Google Assistant for your home. You've got Amazon Alexa and, all those smart home integrations that are really nice. But beyond that, it is the integration with AI and all the power that that gives you and affords you, which is really cool. And speaking of affordability, you can literally use the AI to figure out, sort of usage patterns and figure out how you can save on your electric bill. That kind of proactivity and those level of smarts for me are insanely cool to see, something I would use all the time. And when it comes to technical performance, both systems, of course, are very impressive in their own right. But again, I do think Ocean Pro has a bit of an edge you guys will appreciate with greater solar efficiency, higher continuous output to power your entire home, and superior performance even in 140-degree summer heat. Something else I appreciate, and I saw a couple of comments on this as well, and I want to echo those, is the flexibility of the system. Now, of course, it's scalable. You can sort of add to it, but I also love sort of the backup solutions as well that sort of give you that flexibility and peace of mind. Of course, it's got an amazing design, a couple of different design options you can choose from. It's a very smart system. It's got a lot of safety features in there, which I appreciate as well. I think for me, again, one of those things I also think about is just versatility, flexibility, and sort of what we'll see in the next couple of years. And if there is one company I have noticed just as a consumer that is innovating rapidly in the battery space, it's EcoFlow. They make so many amazing solutions, from big to power your house to small ones to power your phone, and so much stuff in between. If you want to get a free consultation, see how it could work for your home, I'll throw a link down below. I'm going to be doing that as well. And I just wanted to take a moment to answer questions. Hope it was helpful. And hopefully I've got some, if you're interested like me, I'm a nerd with the battery backup thing for home, drop a comment below. We can geek out together. But I'm super excited about Ocean Pro and hopefully it could be a good resource for you guys. Check it out, the link down below. Appreciate you guys watching so much. Thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully you learned a lot about the Model Y coming up and all the changes. Thanks guys so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld. I'm gonna take a breather and I'll see you in the next one.